David Shim is the co-founder and CEO of ReadAI, generous enough to join us here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange for a few minutes out of what I'd imagine is a very busy schedule. David, thanks for being here.
No, thanks for having me, JD.
Let's start with a big picture introduction to ReadAI, David, for anyone watching who might not be too familiar with what you're all about just yet.
Yeah, so we're about productivity and then AI. And really where we started was with meeting notes. So if you're on a Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet call, we're the fastest growing meeting note taker. So we'll join your call, take your notes, and give you a summary right after the call. And so the idea there is no one has to be the meeting note taker because AI will do it for you.
What was the genesis, the really founding story of the company, and what were the sort of gaps in the marketplace that you saw that you feel you accurately and adequately could fill?
Yeah, the thing that got me interested about the space was I was on a call, there's 15 people on the call, and I was on ESPN.com because I was bored of the call. And you know when you're in 5 minutes in the call, you're like, I shouldn't be here. And I looked at somebody's glasses on the call and I was like, those colors look very similar to what's on my screen. So I clicked on their Zoom window and I could see the reflection of ESPN.com that I was also on. So I was like, okay, this is not a good use of time. How do we use AI to actually make meetings more efficient? So not to tell on anybody, but to say, this isn't good use of your time. Don't come to this meeting, it's okay. But you can get the meeting notes from that call.
So if I'm a user of ReadAI, walk me through what this looks like from the user end, start to finish.
Yeah, so we will join the call as a participant. We declare it to everybody, so it's not a scary thing. It's like, hey, I'm on the call. If anyone doesn't want me on the call, you type in opt out or read stop, we'll leave the meeting. But as the meeting goes on, we'll start to take the notes. And really the market was already doing transcription. What we did was we added a layer of summarization. And then what we took into account was how people reacted to the words you said. So if I'm talking about something, let's say earnings report, and I'm like, this is great, but I actually missed my numbers. Well, the analyst might be like, doing this is horrible. We'll pick up that reaction and then we'll incorporate that into the notes. So it's almost like a narration layer for your meeting.
What are the key industries or sectors that you found have been most willing to use a product like yours?
Yeah, so one is financial services is actually diving really deep into it. Because if you're talking about a 401k, you might go through very specific items on next steps, what are the action items, do you have kids, et cetera. People are actually going in and financial planners are going in and saying, I want to use this and I want to share this information. But we also have technology companies, product managers, social workers that use it to actually scale themselves out so they can work with more patients and then they can go in and look at the notes on the fly.
David, what has most surprised you about people's willingness to embrace a technology like Reads?
I think that how quickly AI has been adopted. I've been in the internet space for almost 20 years now. My mom and dad, who speak good English, but not the best, they are now starting to write me where they put it into something like ChatGPT or an Anthropic in Korean, translates it to English, and they're sending me these long soliloquies of like, hey David, you're the best son, I love you, all this. Before it used to be like, hey, how's it going? So I think that just highlights the level of adoption where, you know, a 69 and 75-year-old can actually go in and use AI today.
Yeah, what most excites you about where the technology is today and where you hope it is tomorrow?
Right now, everyone's talking about agents and agentic AI. I think what you're going to find is about a year from now, it's going to be about outcomes. So what can the AI actually deliver for you to streamline your time? So we've got a product that we just launched called Sales AGI, where we're taking 20% of a salesperson's time off the plate from CRM hygiene on HubSpot, on Salesforce. And the AI just goes in and says, hey, do you want this update? Here are the 5 different bullet points. And people are saying yes. And in our private pilot, we've already had $10 million of deals go through in a 30-day period.
What is one lesson as a founder you wish you had learned sooner in your journey?
Iterate as quickly as you can. That's been the key in Read, in my other company Placed, where it's about going in and actually getting the product into your customers' hands and then seeing how they react to it. And if they don't like it, great, you've got instant feedback versus spending a year trying to develop it before anybody sees it.
And how important is that, David, to listen to that real-time user feedback and be willing to adjust your path moving forward, even if maybe that's at odds with what you and the team at ReadAI maybe originally thought the process would look like in full iteration?
100%. So our first iteration, we didn't actually do meeting notes. We just measured the reaction of the audience. And what we found was people were interested in it, they believed it, but they didn't know what to do with it. They're like, okay, meeting's not going well. What do you want me to do with this? And so we had to iterate and we had to figure out how can we use this really incredible foundational model around reaction and apply it to a real life use case. And it took a couple of iterations, but now, like I said before, we're the fastest meeting note taker in the world, like all across the US, South America, Asia, Europe, et cetera.
What is one reality about the overall generative AI space that you think more people should be paying a little bit closer attention to?
I think every single person should be adopting AI today. There's people that push back and say, hey, I don't know if it's ready yet. I don't know if it's ready for prime time. it is prime time right now. And if you choose to ignore it, you're going to fall back. But the people that are embracing it right now are able to scale up 2, 3x in certain cases on productivity. And I think that is the big window of opportunity right now. You want to embrace it. You want to be on the forefront versus looking back and saying like, I didn't realize 2 years late, too late.
David, what gives you the most optimism about where you see these technologies moving forward? And what makes you most confident that your company is in a position to tackle those challenges of tomorrow?
Yeah, it's the broad-based use cases. So we have almost 1 million people actually going in on a monthly basis and creating an account on ReadAI. That includes financial, corporations, Mag 7, et cetera. But we also get people in South America where we have over 20,000 people in a university recording every single class that they go to. And they've used the technology to say, we've got this knowledge base now of all of our students, all of our classes, all of the discussions, and they're starting to ask questions. They're starting to teach each other what's going on in class. And I think that's something where we didn't initially intend, but the technology and the market and the people were like, this is solving a clear problem for me, and they found a solution.
Yeah, it's amazing technology, and the success of you and your company is really a testament to what you've been able to build. David Shim, thanks a lot for joining us here at Floor Talk at the New York Stock Exchange. It's great to have you.
No, it's been exciting. Thank you very much.